Thank you all for joining me this evening. My speech is over why athletes are overpaid, professional athletes, that is. Everyone wants to earn millions and millions of dollars a year, but unfortunately, most of us will not unless you're an athlete or a business person, like Donald Trump, per se. Athletes get paid millions of dollars each year for playing a sport, something that children do for fun. The only reason they get paid as much as they do is because they are athletic and can do things physically that many people cannot. Even though they do not work for decades at their profession, many athletes make more in a year than the average college graduate does in their entire life. The average college graduate makes merely $41,600 average, while the average NBA athlete makes $5.15 million a year. I believe that athletes in major sports such as basketball, football, baseball, and hockey are extremely overpaid, and the fact that they make millions of dollars playing a sport while teachers get paid very little sickens me to my core. NBA, National Basketball Association. Players are the most overpaid out of the top 4 professional organizations. Out of MLB, NHL, NFL, and the NBA. Joe Dorish, a sports writer for Yahoo, states that the NBA players make an average of $5.15 million per year. $5.15 million is an extremely large amount of money to make in 1 year. With that money, they buy huge houses, nice cars, and expensive stuff that they really don't need. The NBA is not the only organization that overpays their athletes. The MLB, the Major League Baseball, the NHL, National Hockey League, and the NFL, National Football League, all overpay their players. The MLB player's average salary is $3.1 million per year, substantially lower than the NBA, but it is still an absurd amount of money. Noah, how would you like to make that much money per year?
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of money for you.
Yeah.
Finally, the average salary for an NFL player is about $1.9 million. Although the NFL is the 4th on the list, the players still live comfortably enough to buy brand new houses, brand new cars, new clothes, and they are some of the most popular athletes in the world. Jonathan Zimmerman is a writer for the Christian Science Monitor, an international news organization. He writes, "We've lost our sense of moral outrage about inequality." He is completely right. Professional athletes get paid large amounts of money. They get paid huge amounts of money, which to the rest of the people that have jobs is not fair. Just because professional athletes are athletic, it can jump high and can catch a ball, they can hit a ball and kick a ball, it does not mean that they should get paid millions of dollars per year. Instead, that money should go towards like teachers, the accountants, the firefighters, and the police officers. The people that really risk their lives every day. These people are the people who work extremely hard to help everyone else, but yet they do not get near the amount of money, or for that matter, attention that the athletes have. These people deserve more, way more than professional athletes. But unfortunately, because professional athletes are more entertaining, these hardworking individuals do not get paid nearly as much as they deserve. Barry Wilner is a respected sports writer for the Buffalo News magazine in Buffalo, New York. He says that under the old agreement between the NFL team owners and the NFL players, allow for the NFL players to take in a combined 60% of the revenue in the NFL. 60% of the NFL's yearly income is an absolute absurd amount of money. Most would be lucky if their entire family made that much in their lifetime. When owners of teams are deciding what to pay athletes, they often look at their production and or their abilities, their statistics per se. And they base the amount of money to pay them on that. In the MLB, this is especially true. Stephen Fatsis is a writer for the New York Times in New York. He says that the Yankees, a financial powerhouse in the MLB, Major League Baseball, offered a successful, well-known pitcher, CC Sabathia, a $140 million contract. Now, CC Sabathia is an extremely successful pitcher who has led the MLB in many statistic categories. Even though he is successful, there are teachers who teach students not only about certain subjects, but about life. Teachers make millions of dollars for teaching their students life lessons in certain subjects, so an athlete who simply throws a ball and stars in commercials should not either. The Yankees are not the only team in the MLB that pay their athletes lots of money. All the MLB teams pay their players outrageous amounts of cash. For example, the Boston Red Sox signed a 20-year contract. I'm sorry. I apologize. I misread that. They signed a 25-year-old second baseman, Dustin Pedroia, to a 6-year, $40.5 million contract. One anonymous fan, clearly upset by the amount of money Pedroia received, posted on the Boston Red Sox message board, "Sons of Sam Horn. This unhappy fan is correct. The amount of money that Dustin Pedroia is making is absolutely ridiculous." The athletes are not the ones to blame for the large amounts of money they are receiving. The owners, the teams that the professional athletes play for, are the ones to blame. They offer them huge amounts of money so they can have the best team, but in reality, they are clearly overpaying them. These athletes are not going to just say no and take less money than they were offered. The owners need to explain to all of the players that they will not give up huge portions of money in return for their talent at a sport. And then the problem of athletes being overpaid will be solved. Athletes all over the world and in all different kinds of sports are being overpaid. It is not fair to other working people. It is definitely not morally right to pay an athlete more than a teacher or a firefighter or a police officer. When athletes actually teach young people new things, then they should start getting paid the large amounts of money that they do. But until then, they do not deserve the amount of money that they are receiving. Although the professional athletes are overpaid, it is not entirely their fault. The owners of the teams they play for offer them giant contracts, and the players are not going to turn down the large amounts of money. Athletes in many sports are being overpaid too much.